Alright, welcome back to another video on the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So, I was on the bus and the thought just, and I always think about this, right? Particularly as a TI before, my brother was targeted. They were silencing him. Because I used to ask, I'm not sure if he used to ask him what's going on, but I know he became very withdrawn. And, I would hang out with him, just to make sure that he was okay. So, much younger, in our 20s, mid-20s, what have you. And, hanging out with him just to make sure that he's okay. If anything happened, at least I'm right there with him, But he was always withdrawn. Never talked about what was happening to him. Until finally it got to a point where, he literally broke down. And I told him, I said, I remember when this was maybe 97, 96, 97, and I was working at night. And he called me. He was like, I gotta come talk to you. So I'm like, okay, well, hi. He came to my job. Literally, my brother's crying. Haven't really seen my brother crying for long, but he started telling me about, how they were targeting him at his job and stuff like that. So I told him, I said, well, you need to leave your job. And like I said, at the time, me ignorant, I didn't even know. I would not have given him that advice. How did I know, really knew what's going on? I would have told him to start documenting anything that happened at your job that you feel you're being singled out or you're being targeted in any way, to document it, But he ended up leaving the job anyway. Got another job, and he's like, within about a month, the same thing started happening there. So and then he never really talked about it after that. So I never really brought it up because I thought he was, and at that point in time, we still used to hang out once in a while, but not too much. All right, until I started experiencing what I was experiencing, and again, talking to your family member about it, they'll tell you, oh, you need to go see a psychiatrist. So I did that, did all of that. Same thing did with my brother. Right, diagnosed with having paranoid delusional personality. I'm like, okay, really? Paranoid delusional personality. I'm like, all right. So I started researching it. But I remember every time I would go to the hospital, right? I felt like my mind was being controlled to look at certain things. Look at certain words. And these words were behavioral modification, psychological conditioning. Look, he was standing at the bus stop. He's walking off. Why is he walking off? Because the black SUV passed by, and one wearing all black also. So he put his hand in his face. All right, he was watching over there with the Jamaican flag. Because my daughter was playing Roblox with my daughter, and one of her friends on her list, my ex-fiancee daughter, she has an avatar with a Jamaican flag in the back. So that's why he did all of that, so I can look over. He was looking at the Jamaican flag too. So yeah, see, I want you to understand how they do these things, right? This is why I explain these things, because again, in case any other TIs might be experiencing this, I understand that, this is silent sound at work, right? The manipulation of your mind, not just your mind, but the minds of the people around you. Look at this shit. Look at this. You guys see this shit? See walking across the street with, I don't know, is that supposed to be shorts? But it's like G-string shorts, okay? You know what I'm saying? And they are very, very proud and okay, walking the street like that. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Okay, I hope you guys see this. And look at her. She come over here dancing to this. Look, 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 look. All right, this is. Let me tell you, when I was younger, the girls, they never dressed it that bad. They never dressed that bad. I mean, the stuff that I used to think was scandalous back then is nothing compared to what they're wearing now. Literally now they're wearing their underwear. They're wearing their Victoria's Secret's underwear out in the street. You know, the boy shorts with the bra, and that's it. They're literally wearing their underwear out in the streets now. Okay? They're wearing their lingerie clothing out in the streets. Going out, you know, at parties and lingeries. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They even have like lingerie parties. Right? Where dudes in pajamas or whatever, and the women are literally in lingerie. I mean, whether it be see-through, dresses with no bra, G-string panties on. You know, that should never happen. You couldn't dress like that, get in the club back in my days. Yeah, when we were young. So just to show you the denigration within the society, within young people, and that this sort of, the way that they dress has become normalcy, but it's not normal, okay? It's only normal within a certain group of people, and it has become part of their culture, right? The young people, young black people culture today. Okay, it's not all, but it's a good amount. Okay, it's a pretty good large amount. All right, because you don't see young people in other groups and culture dressing and behaving in that way. But this is what they want. This is what they want, and this is where you see church leaders have become silent, because church leaders are in the pockets of the government. Particularly, they're getting that government money. Like, for example, I think because I'm on disability that I should just be quiet because I'm on disability, and the threat of constantly having to take up my disability for speaking up on certain issues and for exposing what they've done to me as a targeted individual, as well as others like me, you know, and teaching my kids the truth. You know, they particularly didn't like it. Like, my daughter was walking and she said something, she was like, thank God. I was like, thank who? Like, thank God. I said, who is God? I said, you shouldn't say things that you don't understand, right? So I have to explain to her that God is a concept created by, you know, a group of people who wanted to control other people, right? There have been many religions before Christianity and Islam, and a lot of Christians don't even understand that their whole concept of a one God, right, was by a Kemetan pharaoh, or what they call today Egyptian pharaoh. Okay, because the so-called people who call themselves the shepherd people, right? Back then, again, you know, these were Asiatic Caucasians, came out of Caucasus Mountain. You know, you read Manethos, the history of Egypt. He talks about this. Okay, and also talks about the battle of Pharaoh Thutmose, right? So that's where they got the word Moses, the name Moses from. Okay. All right, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.